welcome to Nerd Goblinart. I'm Lula. Now, I got these bezels from Amazon some time ago now. They're stud ones and hooked ones. I'll link them in the description below. I'm using the Pearl Iridescent abstract paint, Senlier abstract paint, to put on a bit of a backing. Now you can pick this kind of paint up all over the place. You know, they often have it in the UK in Hobbycraft and often on sale, and you can get them online. Now what I'm doing is, because these are just basically metal backed, I just wanted to add a point of interest. So I'm putting on the iridescent pearl. So I've got a bit of a backing so I can add some powder later. Now this is going to take, I think that I added about 3 coatings. I don't show you all of these coatings because you don't need to see me doing that. So what happens here is, after the first coat dried, I then stabbed it on. Is that the best term to use? Like dimpled it on to give a bit of a texture. You can use texture paint, I'm sure, but I don't have any, so I just used my acrylic paint. Now I've got out Starlight from my Tiny Turner pigment powders. You can use any pigment powders. You can use the acrylic nail powders and all of those things, but this was closest to me. So if you look, it gives a really nice, you know, like a nice background, something different and interesting to look at. I could have probably mixed these up and used all different ones, but I chose to stick with the same colour on this occasion. So it's very, I can't think of the word, delicate looking, perhaps. I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody will comment with a better term. But yeah, I didn't want them to look like, oh, in your face. I wanted them to look really like classy almost. So I'm using JDiction UV Resin. It is my go-to UV resin. It's one of my favourites to use. And what I'm doing is I'm basically sealing in that pigment powder over the acrylic paint. And it's a very, very thin layer as well, because I want to put the pressed flowers that I got from Temu into there. I thought it would be a cool idea to show you, okay, obviously we're in the run up to Christmas, but it is all good and well showing you guys how to make, or ideas for making, Christmas decorations. But I also thought that it's a really good idea to show you, you know, presents that you could actually make really simple, really quick. You know, you could have a friend or you could have a family member for stocking fillers, you know, or a nice little gift, Secret Santas or whatnot. And these are perfectly simple and quick to do. And I am going to show you a few different ideas. Now, these little pressed flowers came from Temu. I did my usual thing where I ordered some pressed flowers and the tiniest little box arrived. I did my usual thing of not checking the description box, but they're very pretty. I've had them for some time now, and I just thought they look so delicate and so pretty. And I don't usually do dainty things. Dainty, was that the word I was looking for? Dainty, possibly, but it's not my usual thing. It really is, and I don't tend to go for dainty little things. And you do see me struggling quite a bit with these little flowery thingies. I don't know what they are. Somebody may know, but I haven't got a clue. I'm totally clueless, as most of you do now, and you well know. So these have all had a coating of the just the very small amount of UV resin just to seal that pigment powder in place. Reason why I wanted to seal it in place, because the powder, you know, it can float and stuff, and I didn't want it just floating around in the next layer of resin. I wanted it to be, you know, I want the resin almost bubble that I'm going to create to be clear. It's that simple. You know, if you don't mind having a little bit of the pigment floating about, then crack on, you know, your choice. So I've gone for, in this little set, I'm going for these tiny little green ones. I will zoom you in, I promise. I do clock on. And I do you will see them up close. But yeah, they were very, very delicate, and they were sticking to my gloves. Because I'm using the UV resin, I don't want to take my gloves off in between. So it's just a pain in the backside, you know, going back and forth, you know, taking off gloves, putting them on, and so on and so forth. But I do find it quite difficult because I'm all thumbs. I really am all thumbs. And I'm not used to delicate little things like this. So I'm just sealing that, just getting the resin, because it's quite domed. Yeah, see, I've zoomed you in. See, I did crack on. I did cotton on that you probably could be, because these are so tiny, that you could do with being zoomed in. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, I used my UV torch just to make sure that that resin wasn't going to run anywhere before I got it under the big lamp. So I'm going to play you some music now, whilst I'm doing these little bits. Just a case of me adding little bits of the flowers and adding the resin.
Snow is falling, lights aglow, tangled in the mistletoe. Ornaments from years ago, joyful memories ebb and flow. Fingers cold but hearts are warm, together in this festive charm. Wrap the tinsel on my arm, catch the magic, feel so calm. Under the fairy lights we blink, candles flicker like a dream. Cuddle close, our perfect scheme. Hallmark moments reign supreme. Humming carols soft and sweet, frosty windows, hearts that beat. In the glow of lights we eat, holiday love can't be beat. Garlands twisted round our hands, dreaming up our winter plans. Socks and sweaters, old and grand, life portrayed by movie lands. Under the fairy lights we blink, candles flicker like a dream. Cuddle close, our perfect scheme. Hallmark moments reign supreme.
I probably forgot to mention that these studs, I've just popped in some blue tack, just so I'm not constantly messing about and I've got free hands. They are as flat and as, well, not flat, as level as I could possibly make them.
tree, why do you tease me? Twinkling bright, but cats won't let you be. There's no silent night with this feline glee. Oh, Christmas tree is now a kitty park. Oh, Christmas tree, why do you tease me? Twinkling bright, but cats won't let you be. There's no silent night with this feline glee. Oh, Christmas tree, why do you tease me? Garden draped, now shredded on the floor. Cats declare it's theirs now and they roar, running wild with stars upon their heads. Tree stands crooked, fearing what comes next. Santa might just have to skip this year. No room for gifts now that it's clear. Cats have claimed the festive cheer, and to the North Pole I must steer. Oh, Christmas tree, why do you tease me? Twinkling bright, but cats won't let you be. There's no silent night with this feline glee. Oh, Christmas tree, why do you tease me? Twinkling bright, but cats won't let you be. There's no silent night with this feline glee. Oh, Christmas tree, why do you tease me? Why do you tease me? No, do you tease me?
How pretty are these? I'm actually really impressed. I've never, I don't think I've ever made anything so dainty and like pretty, like girly, yeah. Perhaps, is that the right word? I don't know. But yeah, I've never done anything like this before, so really, really impressed with them. I think they're really, really pretty, and I do think that these are a great little idea for a gift, or even if you do markets and stuff. It's like a nice simple one to do. Okay, so we're going to move on to another one. So we've had these out before. Yes, these are nail art sets. You can get them from Temu, you can get them from Amazon, probably all over the place. And they're really inexpensive. So these bezels came in a set of something like 50. Like I said, I'll link them in the description box below. Not expensive either, and really handy to have. It's, if you have them, set in a box. In my Froggy box. Yes, this is what my Froggy Friday box that I made. This is where I'm storing all my little bezels and attachments and stuff, the hardware that goes with them. So these, we'll use this set for more like child friendly, the one that I'm holding right now. More of like a child friendly, young teen, teenager perhaps idea. So on go the gloves, and in goes the UV resin. Again, this is a lovely simple one, and it's going to take a few moments. It's going to take as long as it takes to pour your UV resin into a cup like this, sprinkle this in, pop them in the bezel, and stick them under your UV light. That's nice and easy, isn't it? So I've chosen a selection of the little like circles and I think the stars, and just mixing it in. I'm not worried about bubbles. You will introduce bubbles stirring like this, but you can use a long neck lighter. So yeah, it is that simple. So just popping in like that. Now you can either choose, if you're confident with UV resin, you can probably get it done all in one go. You can dome it straight away like this, or you can put some in and then you can do another layer. I was fairly confident on this, so I believe, because I filmed this a couple of days ago and my memory's rubbish, I'm pretty sure that I do this all in one go. Keeping my eye on it, obviously, but it is so quick. And I think, personally, I think these make a great, you may have an adult friend that's quite quirky. Now these are cured now, so I'm showing you. Yeah, get your line at right. Look at that. Quick, fun and easy. Maybe you've got a secret Santa. Maybe you like to give your friend gifts, in the run up to Christmas. Or maybe you want to do some stocking fillers for some teenagers or young adults, the youngsters. Even a nana. A nana would like these. I think a nana would happily wear these to a Christmas family do. So that took, me a moment. I didn't speed that up at all, other than I didn't show you the putting them underneath a lamp, and I put them under for 5 minutes. So this time we're gonna do slightly different. So I've not put anything on these bezels, so I'm going straight for the UV resin, a very small amount, as you could see. And I'm just making sure that the bottom of the bezel is covered. And I'm not worried about bubbles again. So that's had a cure, and I'm using Supernova. I think I may have used Supernova already. No, this is a different colour I went for. It was Starlight on the very first ones. So using the UV resin gives your pigment something to hold on to, because the bezel is just the metal. Yeah, so if you like the first one I showed you, I put some paint on and I dimpled it. I can't think of the right word. Stippled. I stippled the paint in about 2 or 3 layers to give it a bit of texture. But this time, there we go, look, can you see the colour? It's like a little colour shift. So this time we've just gone for putting a very small amount of the UV resin on, because if you try to put this pigment in without a UV resin or anything, it's just going to move around and float. So that little layer of UV resin gave that pigment powder something to hold on to, and it really sticks well to UV resin. So I'm sealing that pigment with another very, very thin coat of UV resin. And this will be cured as it is now. So you can see, look, it gives a little point of interest. So there we go. And these are they're like foam, like little foamy pieces. And like I said, these are, and like when you search for them on Amazon or Temu, it's nail art. I don't know many people that I don't do nail art myself. I don't even wear nail varnish. So I haven't got a clue. And I was curious as to whether people actually use these types of things on their nails. But I'm sure children, they might be a nice gift even for kids, if your kids are interested in that kind of thing. So I'm just choosing a few different little pieces, but obviously I want each set to match. I did initially pull out a little Santa face, but the other Santa face looked really strange, so I do end up changing that out for a gingerbread man. And all the pairs I give a little green Christmas tree to. I did consider adding some glitter to the resin to coat on top of these, absolutely, that's a choice. And if you do, if I have given you a bit of inspiration to have a play with something like this for making gifts, then you can definitely do that. But I think I was being a little bit lazy and decided just to go straight for the resin. There we go. So I was just having a little fiddle about there because I didn't like the position of the... It's a little candy cane. So I just wanted it to match as much as possible. I didn't mind that if it wasn't perfect. It's not really something I was worried about, because these are going to go in little gifts for nieces. So I'm happy with that. And then on goes your resin dome. So obviously the resin is going to run and find its way under. So you may have to be more vigilant when pouring it, because it can hide, and then you pop some on and it'll bubble up. But I was aware of this, so thankfully I didn't have an issue. And there we go. I'm just making sure I'm happy with the positions of these ones. And again, this didn't take long at all, did it? The thing that took the longest was me just faffing around finding the little foamy pieces that I wanted. Excuse any noise. If you can hear any noises, it would be a kitten deciding to be a plonker. Yes, they're acting up. We have a storm due. And I think they're well aware of it, as animals often are. So those were cured for 5 minutes under my UV lamp. And there we go. Quick, simple, easy. And a nice little idea, isn't it? Especially for youngsters. I thought that these were more for like your tweeny boppers, your little, your youngsters. So this is just the what we call the hardware. They come with the set comes with the butterfly backs and the little rubber stoppers, which I think are really useful, to be honest, especially if you are doing markets and you attach them to card or even put them in a box. So I've got boxes, and this is just to show you. I think these are meant mostly for rings, but I don't care. I get them from Amazon and such for going online, or as gift, just a way to give. So it's not nice. So I'm going to bring you down in a moment. I'm just putting all these, and I'm going to bring you down so we can have a look at what was made. And it genuinely didn't take long at all. The longest part was the curing of them. Aren't they pretty? I'm so chuffed with those. I am so very chuffed with them. And they're just fun. Those sparkly ones. And who hasn't got glitter? If you use resin, who doesn't have glitter? And there we go. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope I've inspired you and given you some ideas for some makes. Love you. Stay weird.
In a room full of colors and swirls, Nerd Goblin art draws a magic worlds, with foxes that prance and badgers that dance, a whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide, in enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright, each creature born from a magic night. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush, animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they